What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Just pinning this comment. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat right there. For anybody who wants to pull up and ask a question, anybody that want to pull up and share anything, we got the link in the chat for you. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. I just noticed I don't have anything open. Let me see. Let me open up my Ninja Trader. I'll do that after I do the pleasantries. Let's get the pleasantries out of the way first, and then I'll open up everything. Hello, how are you? If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbit, I'd like to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in, I still want to say welcome and give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning in with me and my guy Spidey back here. What's up, Spidey? For always tuning in. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. But wait, before we do that, I'd like to welcome you all to the price action recap for November 30th, 2022. Yeah. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on Al Gore's internet every single day, once in the morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and once in the evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about the price action. Dealing with the ES futures, the NASDAQ, the Dow, all of that, everything that comprises the market. And we talk about the price action so we can see where it's possibly going to go, where it has come from, and what we anticipated to do next to see if we want to take day trades, swing trades, or just sit on our hands and do nothing. And we also look at the long-term investments too, because you can use all of the studying of the price action to enter all of the above. Now, no, come close. Come a little bit closer, a little bit closer. I'm gonna let you know how much I charge for this. I don't charge anything. I do it for free. Only thing I ask you to do is hit the like button wherever it may be on your screen, because I'm not on any other social media actively. I do enjoy me a funny video on Instagram or Twitter. So if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, send me something that's funny, and I will take a gander at it, because I love looking at funny videos, but I'm not active on any other social media. So please like it so that the YouTube algorithm will think that you enjoyed it, and it will show it to another cousin who can get this information for the free 99. Speaking of information for the free 99, let me share my screen real quick. And while I'm sharing my screen and we're going over here to the video that we're watching right now, let me go ahead and open up Ninja Trader, because I don't have anything open. I did not do anything in the market today. I'm not going to hold you. I went and voted today. If you're in the state of Georgia, please go out and vote. Exercise your right. And do your civic or civil duty? Do your civil duty and exercise your right to vote. Whoa, look at that daily candle. It's time for the ZB to roll over. Hey, the ZB is rolling over. That means the year is ticking to an end. We're getting ready to roll over till the March expiration on the ZB. That means in about 2 weeks, maybe, the ES is going to be rolling over. Go ahead and update it. Yes, roll it over. Okay. What was I? Oh, yeah. The video that you're watching right now. If you go to the video that you're watching right now, there is, make sure y'all can still see my screen. Yes, you can. Oh, I got to go look at Black Chicago Be Like Part 105, Part 12. If you go to the video that you're watching right now, and you scroll down to the description, you'll see something that says, watch the ICT Concepts Explained Lingo playlist. What that is a playlist comprised of 8 videos where I sit down in classroom format, if you will, and I break down the lingo of the ICT concepts, the things you would need to understand, the verbiage, if you will, to be able to trade the ICT concepts. Am I saying this is the picture perfect right way to do it? No, this is the way that little Timmy Rogers understands it. I give it to you exactly how ICT say it, and I give it to you the way that I understand it, and I give you examples, and I also give you little slides that you can download. If you want, if you go to the link in the description, it says download slides. It takes you to a Google Drive folder with all of the slides for all of the videos. Every video in the series that you want has the same link to download. All you can download them to go follow along, download them to take notes, download them to have for memorabilia if you like. But it's all for the free 99. Don't charge anything, right? The next two parts of the series are coming. My intentions was to have part 2 of the series out, which is the price action part, where you go through and I find the different examples of the different PD arrays in price action, bullish, bearish, all of that right there. But life happened over the holidays and I didn't get a chance to record it. And like y'all already know, it's still sitting here on my computer. This is one of the slides I was working on right there. That's for the breaker. Where did everything go? I can't see anything. Okay, that was one of the slides I was working on for the breaker. I'm not finished yet. Life happened. Didn't get a chance to get done. It will get done. Now, that support my son music. Oh, I didn't put the one in there for the gems. I got to fix that. I got to fix. Oh, because that's the it's not on those. It's not on those. It's going to be on this one right there. In the video you're watching now, watch the new gems from the live stream playlist. That is a playlist that's comprised of, I'm not going to count them, different videos where if I do something or say something, I'll be like, hey, that was a gem. Or if you all be like, hey, Tim, that's a gem. Can you please cut that out and put it in the playlist? Because I want to come back and look at that later. I don't feel like going through this hour-long video trying to find where it was. Just cut that little piece out for me. Drop it in the gems from the playlist section, and I will do that. I would oblige you. But you got to let me know that during the live. Don't be coming back a week later and be like, can you cut it? Because I ain't going to cut it out. You got to do it in the live while we in there. And then I'll cut it out and I'll drop it over there in the list. Like for today, I was talking about, we didn't even do price action, overnight price action today. I was just talking. And I took a chunk of what I was talking about today and I made a 22-minute clip gem from, and I was talking about looking at it on the yearly time frame, where we are, the same concept of the ICT strategies, just looking at it from a yearly time frame, where we are right now, just thought process behind what a price, and I just made it into a clip. It's out there right now, 22 minutes long. If you don't feel like going back looking at the whole live from the day, you can look at that section, and the date that's on the outside, that's the day that the live was. I thought about it. I probably should have been putting AM and PM since I go live twice a day, but I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it because the rest of them don't have it, and I'm not going back and trying to figure out if it was the AM and PM. And my OCD would not let me start naming this with AM and PM at the end when it's not in all the names. So you're just gonna get the date. That is that. Now that all of that's out of the way, tell them what they won, Bob. Nothing. Hey, let's see who in the chat, man. Let's see who in the chat. Who up in here? Here to learn, Chef. How you doing? Nice to see that you're first again. What's up, KC? Where's the rest of the Sunshine Band? Yo, Boogie Man. That's what I am. Hey, another song singer. Cool it now. Hey, watch out. What's up, Angela? What's going on? Hey, how you doing? What's up, Lil Hulk? What's going on, Rhonda Green? What's going on, Rhonda? Oh, yeah, I ain't seen in a long time. Where you been? What's up, SJ? Hello, SJ. Not to be confused with SJ. That's SJ. What's up? The Russells back in the building. Hey, I ain't seen the Russells in forever and a day. How could a trader prepare for this afternoon's rally? How could a trader been prepared for this afternoon's rally? Let's look at it and see. But A lot of times you can't prepare for stuff like that because they go back to the unknown variable. I ain't looked at the market. I just saw the big humongous green candle. So when we look at the price action, we'll see if there was a way to be prepared for the rally. I'm just going to say you can't be prepared for that rally because that rally was based off of the unknown variable of GDP and Powell talking. The rally was like, you know, we had GDP, we had Powell talking, and so everything was based off of that. So you couldn't have been prepared for it. Only thing you can do is sit back and wait. And then when the event come out, let the market make its move and then see if it give you an entry after it make its move. But a lot of times what I've noticed is when the market be waiting for CPI, GDP, Fed talking, it moves so far, so fast that it don't really give you a good, clean entry, you know what I'm saying, on anything futures or options, especially options. It don't give you a good, clean entry that same day. Sometimes it will, but a lot of times it moves so far, so fast, it don't even give you a good, clean entry for options on that same day. It's like the next day or maybe a couple days later, you know what I'm saying, it'll give you a nice, clean entry when it's like big news. But we're gonna look at the price action and see if we can see anything. What's up? Yeah, Robinson. C-Walk. I don't even understand how my C-Walk. What's up, C-Walk? What's up, Wave Trader? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You're very welcome, SJ. I should have put on a t-shirt. It's hot back here, man. Let me turn my fan on for a second, y'all. Your boy sweating. I should have put a t-shirt on instead of slip, but I was doing laundry and I ain't feel like putting on a clean shirt. Let's say there was a beautiful bullish fair value gap entry. I mean opportunity, yeah, entry opportunity today on the 5-minute. Robinson said it was a opportunity. That was before, that was after the news, after Powell start talking. It gave you a 5-minute entry after Powell start talking. If it was after Powell start talking, like I say, you just wait for get your unknown variable, the market react, look for your setup, get in. I don't try to, you know what I'm saying, be prepared for before stuff like that, right? So what I do, let's just go ahead and get it. Let's go into the price action. God dog, I did open up Ninja Trader. Okay. All right, let's before we get into that, let's go look at Spylane. Let's just go look at Spylane, then we're gonna get into that. Yeah, we wrote a song about it. Want to hear it go. Sing it with me, y'all. Spylane, where you at, baby? Here I go. Hey, how you doing? I'm glad that you came through. Spylane, that is a big old candle. That candle look like that's a big old candle. Now, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all remember the other day when I said, you know, we got GDP and Powell coming up. I was like, if the market like what it says, I anticipated, you know, coming up, maybe, you know, hitting this gap right here, and maybe even coming up, taking out this high and kissing this full gap. And I said, if it don't like it, I anticipated it coming down, you know what I'm saying, and breaking these lows and maybe getting down and kissing this full gap. I ain't gonna hold you. I did not expect it to go all the way to the top of the gap. I was expecting it to take out these highs, maybe kiss the gap, maybe get the equilibrium. Equilibrium was the stretch. I ain't gonna hold you. I did not expect it to get all the way up to 407.68. Did not expect that. Did not expect that. Now, something like this right here, right? When you coming up in front of GDP and the Fed talking, that's why the puts that I bought over here on Friday, I closed them over here on Monday when we was like way down here somewhere. When we got down below equilibrium right there, see that equilibrium line right there that we got for the week, that weekly equilibrium. When we got down below the weekly equilibrium and started acting like we was going to push back up, I was high. I was gone. because I was like, I don't know if it's just going to consolidate ahead of GDP. Yeah, we did drop down a little bit more. I could have squeezed a little bit more juice out the turnip, but stuff like this right here is why you don't get greedy. Because if I would have got greedy and left that on and I wasn't watching the market today, this thing, if I would have anticipated, oh, we're going down. The market is just so bullish right now. We're just going to keep this down. Look, we gapped and went and we fell off today, and we're going to take these lows and attack these lows. We're going to do that. Yeah, that's what the price action was saying, but we had that unknown variable. We had to solve for X. X was GDP and Powell talking. What does GDP look like? What is Powell's reaction to the GDP? What is he going to say? You don't know. So the market liked what he said. And where did the market go? Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. It went all the way up. So if I would have been greedy, hanging on to these puts, like, hey, we just gonna bleed the block, baby. It's gonna keep down. It's gonna attack these lows. The Fed gonna come out. That thing gonna sink down here. And you never know what it's gonna do. You got to solve for X. Took my profit this day. Did nothing this day. Did nothing this day. And then guess what? I'm glad I did so. Because I had two scenarios. The bullish scenario played out. Went a whole lot farther than I thought. I thought I was giving it to, like, let's just say 403. I was giving it to like 403. We went all the way to 407. $4.63 above what I was thinking. That's a big move on the spot. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a big move on the spot. We had a 3% day today. We was up $12.45 from where we closed yesterday, right? And it was only a teeny tiny little gap up. So we came down, right? Left the lows alone, and pang out. If that ain't a pang out, I don't know what is. Let's go in there and look at the price action for the day and see what oh yeah, I was supposed to be asking y'all what y'all wanted to do. I was supposed to be asking y'all if y'all wanted to look at do not thank him. Do not thank him. He gonna get the big head. Don't SJ, don't never thank him again. I was supposed to be asking y'all what y'all wanted to do. Let me come off full screen real quick. Come on full screen real quick. So now, I really can't remember like what I was saying or where I left off earlier today. I just know I was talking about like it not being about like just the here and now, using the concepts for like, you know what I'm saying, the broader scope, understanding the narrative, all of that right there. Right? Do y'all just want to go over the price action, or do y'all want me to try to tap back into the soapbox theory that I had this morning and continue on? Price action, put a 1 in the chat. Soapbox theory, put a 2 in the chat. Go ahead. I'm gonna drink some water while y'all do that because it's hot back here. Drink some water and I'm gonna scoop back up under my fan. Put it in the chat. I don't see nothing. How long it take to type a 1 or 2? Price action. No, KC, we're not doing both. Price action 1, okay. And soapbox theory 2. All right, I see Rhonda Green said 1, Seawalk 2, Angela 1. I know I see more than 3 people on here. SJ 1, 1, 1. Okay, I had to try. Okay, that's all. I just need 1 more than the other. That's 3 to 2. That's it. We going with the 1. 3 to 2. I ain't gonna get off my screen, Angela. We doing it. It said 1 also. All right, so we doing the price action. Okay. This is a daily candle. All right, on the daily, we got up to, let me get this out of the way. Yo, hold on for a second. I ain't looked at nothing today. 12:01. Scoot that over. So on the daily, we blast off. We came up and we hit this daily order block right there. So we're in a nice premium, extreme premium right now. We filled a daily fair value gap, right? We got a daily fair value gap right here that we went through and filled. We touched this order block. We're more than we're past the mean threshold of this 4-hour fair value gap right here. That's what the blue box is right there that I'm going around, moving the mouse around. mouse around. We took out the weekly. We took out the weekly high, the weekly range high, and took out the weekly high. So we took out last week's high and this week's high. As of now, we still made the low on Tuesday. So if you're in the mind frame of a bullish week, setting the low Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest, and then bullish for the rest of the week, then so far it's playing out to that thesis to the T. We broke outside of the consolidation with a nice strong closure above the consolidation. We have been consolidating in this area since November the 11th. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We was in that area for 13 days. And on the 14th day, they blew the trumpets and the wall of Jericho tumbled down. We got a nice closure on the outside, on the up side. We took the buy side liquidity of this weekly dealing range that we've been, our weekly box, right? The top of our weekly box was the high from November 15th. The low of our weekly box was the low from November 21st. I didn't use the low from the prior week because this week's low was the last week's low was the closest weekly low to where price action was trading at the time when we marked up our charts, right? So our overall box, the monthly level box that we're looking at, the high of that is September the 13th, and the low of that is from October the 13th, and we are in an extreme premium right now. We are at a order block at the extreme top side. The only thing we got left is a potential rejection block and the previous high. So that's still the only two PD arrays on the daily time frame that we have left right now. We just kissed this order block. If this order block does its job, I would love to see us pull back to at least 50% of today's candle. You know what I'm saying? I would really love for us to come all the way back down and go at least wick for wick with the candle from yesterday at the high of 39.90 ish. You know what I'm saying? Around 39.90, 39.91, somewhere around there, just so that we won't leave a daily fair value gap in this area right here. But I would love to see us at least come down back to this breaking market structure, back to this mitigation block right here. I would love to see it come back to that mitigation block at least, or come to 50% of this day at least before taking out these highs. You know what I'm saying? But it can get super bullish and just keep running. If it keep running, that'll just give us all the more reason after we take the buy side liquidity above the monthly level we was looking at to give it a chance to slide all the way down back to at least equilibrium, filling in all this fair value gap, hitting this mitigation block, hitting this order block. Because once we take buy side, we're looking for price to hopefully come back to at least equilibrium. So let's see how it plays out. Now let's drop down. Let's go all the way down to the 60-minute level. And look, whoo, what time is that? That's at 2 o'clock. Yep, they're right around time when Powell start talking. As y'all see, we did a whole bunch of nothing throughout the night. So we're going to look for November 30th right here. So at midnight, So after yesterday's close, we did a whole bunch of nothing. Got back, just eased our way back up to equilibrium for yesterday's range, right? This is yesterday's high, yesterday's low. We eased back up to equilibrium after the close, and then we just consolidated right around equilibrium, and then right around between 4 and 5 o'clock, we started to push up, right? Made an overnight high, came back down to equilibrium, skated along the midnight open in the London Open, just kind of skated along, took out the overnight high on the 9 o'clock candle, pushed down, took out the overnight low, didn't take out the Asian low, right? After the market opened, just kind of dilly-dallied around, at like, what was it, 10, the GDP came out at 10 something, I think it was it 10 or 10:30? GDP came around some 10 something. As you see, here's the 11 o'clock count. So on this counter, here's when GDP numbers came out. The market kind of pushed down a little bit, moved down into a deep discount on the day. This equilibrium moved down to a deep discount and started consolidating up until 1 o'clock. We just, pretty much sat here and had all of these relative equal body candles with long wicks right around the low of the daily dealing range, setting up a potential rejection block right here, right? Potential rejection block. Then when on this 2 o'clock candle, you see we went down, had another equal body, tapped down just a little bit, and algos like what Powell was saying, and pang, straight buy side. We got a huge liquidity void here. We got a huge sell side imbalance right here. Wow. From the 2 o'clock candle up until the 1700 candle, that would be the 1 o'clock candle and the 6 o'clock candle if your platform names the candles from when they open, right? Huge buy side imbalance. It's a sell side. It's a sell side imbalance, buy side imbalance, sell side deficiency. I think that's how ICT say it, but we missing the sell side on the hourly time frame. We blew through the highs that we had been looking at, right? We blew through yesterday's highs, blew through the weekly equilibrium, blew through the buy side liquidity that we had marked out, blew through the full gap on Sunday, blew through the weekly highs, and went all the way up and kissed the hourly order block by the time the 1700 candle. 1600 candle, we stopped short of the order block, and then on the 1700 candle, we pushed up and had a strong close into the daily order block up there. Let's drop down to the 15-minute candle and start looking to see if we had any opportunity for any type of setups, right? So the 145 candle, let me see what time Powell actually started talking. Do anybody know what time Powell started talking? Michelle Tucker, what's going on, Michelle? Where you slid up in here? What's up, Michelle? Where you slid up in here? What time did Powell start talking today? Powell started talking at 1:30. At one, Powell signals 50 basis point hike for December FOMC meeting, right? That's what the market expected, and the market loved it. Market took off to the upside. He signaled a 50 basis point hike. That's the headline that they put up there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what all he said, but that's the headline. And when they put up headlines that the algos like, they put up headlines that the algos don't like. Yep. So right here on this candle here, the 1345 candle, that's when Powell, because that candle started at 1:30. So that's when Powell started talking. And when Powell started talking, nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Took off. It didn't stop. It came back down. Used the Sunday gap down as support. See right there? When we set that order block right there at Sunday Gap, you pull up, use Sunday Gap as support, ping out again, all the way up into the 1700 candle, right? 1600 candle stop right here. That was the close of the 1600 candle there at 40.82 on the dot. And then the 1700 candle, we pushed up and closed there. All gas on the 15-minute. Let's drop down to the 5-minute. The homie Robinson said it gave a nice entry on the 5-minute. Fair value gap entry on the 5-minute. I see one right here when it used the gap, the Sunday gap as support, right? It used the Sunday gap as support. Now, let me break down something for you real quick, because I'm looking at this, and this is when you got to, when it comes to trading, these are moments that you have to have been in back test and really trust the process and really understand what's going on, understand the lay of the land to take a trade like the one I'm about to talk about right here. I didn't physically take this trade, but I'm just looking at it and I see it, and it's a trade that I would have taken, right? And I'm gonna explain it to you, right? First of all, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna go into depth of explaining it to you, right? Because it's a buy right here, right? It's a buy right here, right? And then if you notice where this is, this gap, this fair value gap and this full gap is in the extreme premium of the weekly range, right? Y'all hear me preach all the time. Sell in the premium, buy in the discount, right? Right. But I'm sitting here talking about buying right here in the premium. Right now, let me break down why I say this is where back testing, forward testing, just overall experience and knowing the asset that you're trading comes into play. You know how they say you got to know when to break a rule, right? So now the rule that would be broken is only buying in a discount and selling in a premium, because we are in an extreme premium of the weekly, right? We are outside the daily box, because this is the top, this is the high and the low of the daily box. So way premium, right? We just ran buy side liquidity there, just running, right? Almost about to hit the high, the top of the box on the weekly. Now, remember that that's key number one you want to remember, right? We've been running on all gas, right? Just one little stop there on the 5-minute, but we've been running on all gas, and we're that close to hitting the top, and we started a slight little consolidation and a pull back to a fair value gap, right? That's the first thing you want to remember, right? That's the first thing you want to peep, right? We've been on all gas, nothing, like nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. And then we go into a slight consolidation right before the finish line, right? Typically on the SPY, when you're running on all gas, up or down, and you get all the way that close to the finish line and it starts to consolidate a little bit, even if it consolidates and pulls back, it starts to consolidate and pull back a little bit, it's going to get that high or low. It's just taking a breather. It's taking a water break. It's going to go. That's the first thing you want to remember. 9 times out of 10. It don't happen 10 out of 10. Ain't no such thing as 100% trader. But if it's been all gas and it gets there and it just slows down a little bit, it's going to take that high or low. Now, if you stair-stepping, just stair-step, you go up, stair-step, consolidate, stair-step, consolidate, stair-step, consolidate, and then you get that close, that ain't the same thing. I'm talking about just all gas, non-stop. You sitting there like, man, is it ever going to give me a freaking entry? It's just going without me. All gas, and then it starts to consolidate right there at the finish line. It's going to get that high, right? Would I expect it to go all the way up here? No, I would not. I would not expect it to go all the way up there, you know what I'm saying, this late in the day. But it did, right? So that's the first thing you want to remember, right? Then the second thing you want to remember, like I was saying, on the 5 minute here at least, it wasn't given like good. Like I be mainly looking for the fair value gap retracement after the breaking market structure. That's the main one I be looking for. You know what I'm saying? After, but it wasn't really given that. It was just all gas, right? It was just all gas. Now, right? What would have made me take it besides the fact that, hey, I know it usually do this, because that's just you speculating. You're right. You just that's just one piece of the puzzle, right? Now, second piece of the puzzle is this Sunday gap, right? Y'all know when we have them Sunday gaps, they be a magnet on price. And when it get there, you looking to see, is it acting as resistance or is it acting as support, right? Is it acting as resistance or is it acting as support, right? So on these 5 minute candles, let's see what it looked like on the 15 minute, right? Because we down that low right now, right? So 15 minute, got a breaking market structure, come down, set the fair value gap, never come back to it, right? Take off, set another fair value gap, never come back to it. Take off, hit the breaking mark, the gap, right? Pull back a slight bit and then blast through it. No kind of resistance at all. Just like butter, like it wasn't there, right? And then on the very next candle, right, we start pulling back down to it. Now, since we blast through that like butter, I'm anticipating this to act as support, because we just blast, we all gas, right? This is a reference point for the algos. This is a full gap. You know what I'm saying? We went up, we passed the equilibrium, we blew out this buy side liquidity. You know what I'm saying? We gunning. We came a stone's throw away from the high, and then we backed up, put it in reverse, coming back down toward that Sunday gap, right? Expecting it to act as support because we blew through it. It wasn't no resistance, right? But it's a gap. So the gap can either act as support or resistance. It didn't act as support, blew through it. Now we're looking for it to play. It didn't act as resistance, blew through it. Now we're looking for it to play as support, right? Number two. Number three, we made a nice fair value gap where? Right there at that gap, right? The algos dropping breadcrumbs. We made a fair value gap on the 5 minute, right? Right there at that gap, right? I'm a 15-minute guy, right? I was a 15-minute guy before I was introduced to ICT. When I was trading with Jada Trader, I used to trade the 5 minute. The 5 minute used to move too fast. I'll go to the 15 minute, find my levels. Once I get my levels established on the 15 minute, then I would drop down to the 5 minute to see if I can get a better entry, right? When I got introduced to ICT, I still trade the 15 minute, but I drop down to the 5 minute to see if I can get a better entry. Sometimes I go down to skinny mini on the 1 minute to see if I can get an even better entry, right? So 15 minute, we done blast through the gap, right? All gas. We ain't slowing down at all. All gas, ain't giving no kind of fair value gap entry, right? All gas, right? We've been on gas so much when we get up here, right? I am not expecting it to just get super bearish because the Fed saying exactly what the algos want to hear. I ain't expecting it to just turn around and get bearish today. Could it? Yes, it could. But the algos are giving clues that it want to keep going up. How are they giving clues that they want to keep going up? Because they set a fair value gap right in the exact same spot as the Sunday gap. The bottom of the gap from Sunday is the bottom of the fair value gap on the 5 minute, right? The top of the fair value gap is a little bit above it, right? We come back down on the 5 minute, hit the fair value gap pretty much around equilibrium, which is right at the top of the gap. And then, pow, we gone. We take out the highs. You see what I'm saying? We take out the highs right there. That's the reason why I would have taken that trade on the 5 minute in the premium of the premium, because the algos was dropping little clues that we don't want to go down lower than this, because we ain't been given 2 F's about pulling back the fair value gaps this whole way, right? And then we set a fair value gap right in the same spot as the Sunday gap after we just disrespected the Sunday gap. Bang out, went right through it, came back down to that fair value gap, and then kept it going. That was the entry, you know what I'm saying, on the 5 minute that I see. If that's the same entry that Robinson was talking about, salute Robinson. I don't see no other 5 minute fair value gap entry anywhere, because this right here, there's no fair value gap there. There's one here that we never revisited, one there we never revisited. That's the only one that we revisited, and it was around like 2:30. That's a good time frame to be trading. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's right there. And looking at what price did, and going back to the original question, I think SJ asked, how could you have prepared for a move like this? Again, when you got an unknown variable like the Fed talking GDP, there's no, the way you prepare for a move like this is to do what we did the other day when we looked at the chart and we was like, if the algos like what the Fed say, right, I anticipate them to attack these PDAs, right? If the algos don't like what the Fed say, I anticipate them to attack these PDAs. Wait for the algos to make a move, right? And unfortunately, a lot of the move was already gone before they gave you the entry opportunity, right? It might have been lower. Let's look lower, or let's go to skinny minute and see if it gave anything lower. 130, right? It took the Fed, it took off, came back there to a fair value gap right at equilibrium, right? Boom, that was an entry right there on 1 minute. If you trade the 1 minute, you got in real early. Went up to equilibrium on the weekly, came back down to another 1 minute fair value gap. You got in right there. So that's 1, 2. This fair value gap entry, if it was me trading it, I wouldn't have got picked up, because I would have been trying to get picked up a little bit lower. Y'all know I like going at least equilibrium on the fair value gap. I would have tried to get a little bit lower than that. I wouldn't have got picked up there. If I was trading this, I would have got picked up off of that one, right? I would have got picked up off that, got a break in market structure, retrace back to that fair value gap. That's the second one. It gave you opportunity to get in at. Then after that, right here, the next one was the same one that we was talking about. It didn't get down into the fair value gap on the 1 minute. Maybe it did. If you take it right at the fair value gap, you would have got picked up on the 1 minute. But if you take it at 50% of the fair value gap, like myself, on the 1 minute, you wouldn't have got picked up looking at the 1 minute on this one. So on the 1 minute, you had 1, 2, 3 opportunities. Little Timmy Rogers would have only got picked up on one of those opportunities if I was trading it, which is this one. Wouldn't have got picked up on that one. Would have got picked up on that, and I wouldn't have got picked up on this one. But that was the last. There go another one on the 1 minute right there. Another small one right there. We had a break in market structure, pull it back. So it's another one right there on the 1 minute. But this is for them scalpers. And then that's like right at 3 o'clock. I don't even be trading around that time. But if you trade all day long, there's some like 1 minute and shout out 100 probably would have been trading these little 1 minute entries right here. But he said that's the one. That's the one. All right. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got as far as the price action. That's all I got as far as the price action. Do anybody got anything? Are there any questions y'all talk about in the chat? Lil Hawk, what's up, Lil Hawk? Regina. You remind me of a West Side Story. When you put up in here, Regina, at 701. What's up, Kareem? What's going on? I had the 440 XPX for 40 when they didn't take out sales out this morning. Sold at $3, went to 32. Hey, 40 to $3 good. Clap it up for Robinson. 40 cents to $3 is good. You feel me? What that is? Let's do the math on that. Let's do the math on that. Let me get my calculator. Let me get my calculator. Here's my calculator. Okay, $3, $3 minus 40 cents minus 40 cents divided by 40 cents, 650%. 650%. Can't beat that with a stick. From 40 cents to $3, that's 650%. Can't beat that with a stick. Can't beat it with a stick. That's for people who need to see the math when it's mathed. I hit $40 plus 650%, and that gave me 300. 650%. Can't beat it with a stick. Get off my screen. You're welcome, Tranisha. Lil Hawk, move out of the way. I was reading something else. I arrived to class late. I have a question. What kind of gap on Sunday? That was a full gap. Sunday was a full gap on Sunday. It was a full gap down. If you scroll, I painted it blue for the 4 hour, but from the 4 hour, see, it's a full gap right here. So from the 4 hour, this is a 1 minute chart, right? So from the 4 hour all the way down to the 1 minute, there was a full gap right there. So I just colored it the highest time frame. You know what I'm saying? So you had a full gap right there from the 4 hour on down. I didn't adjust it for the lower time frames. I just left it to the size of the 4 hour, but the daily was like, the daily gap was like way over here at this low, right? So I was like, I ain't gonna make a little skinny gap there. I want the B for the gap for the real, you know what I'm saying? Action. So that was a full gap on Sunday. I'm still making my way through the did you catch this videos. Is there a video on drawing equilibrium? On drawing, what you mean drawing equilibrium? Talk about using the fibs to figure out what equilibrium is on the dealing range you're looking at. That's what you're talking about, Lil Hawk? Like using the fibs to find the equilibrium for the dealing range? Yes, it makes me vomit too. It makes me vomit too when I can congratulate this guy. I don't know, but we'll do it right now and I'll chop it out. Tim, I saw you flexing on Monday evening. Flexing on Monday evening? What you talking about? What I do? Flexing on Monday evening, I'm lost. While I'm trying to figure out what you need to talk about, we're gonna break this down and I'm gonna cut this out and put it in the gems from the what's the name? Okay, so we'll put this back on 60 minutes. I'm gonna go over to TradingView because I like to chart on TradingView. Let's go over here to the ES. All right, Tim, start cutting it out right now. Okay, now we're gonna make. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Hold up. TDA. All right. Okay, Tim, start cutting it out right now. Okay. When it comes to finding an equilibrium for your dealing range, first thing you want to do is get in sync with algos to figure out what dealing range they're dealing with. The way I do this, and we're looking at daily candles. These can be minute candles, 15-minute candles, whatever time frame you're watching, whatever time frame you're trying to get synced up with. I like to look to see, okay, we're consolidating right here. We got some nice consolidation going on. I know the algos like to consolidate at equilibrium. So now I want to get in sync with the algos. It's two different ways you can do this. I'm showing you the first way when you're trying to figure out a bigger range, just a broader range you're trying to figure out, right? So it's consolidating here. So the first thing I like to do, I like to go to the last predominant low, last predominant swing low, which is right here, right? So I grab a fib and I'll start at that swing low, and then I'll just start going back up to high. Wait, let me lock this so I get on the low. I go to that low, and then I just start going back to highs until, you know what I'm saying, I'll get to an area where the consolidation is falling on the 50%, right? Now, if that's making sense with what's going on in the what's the name, I'd be like, okay, boom, that's my dealing range, right? But if it's not making sense with what's going on in my dealing range, then I'll say, okay, let me check the next low, right? Which would be there, right? And then it ain't falling into equilibrium. I'll be like, okay, let me check that low. It ain't falling into equilibrium. So I'll like, okay, so yeah, boom. That is making sense, because when I check all the other lows, that don't make sense. So now, boom, that's the dealing range. And then I say, okay, boom, that's equilibrium for that dealing range. That's when I ain't got no clue, and I'm just trying to get in sync with the algos, right? Now, the second way I do it, typically, like especially when it comes to the daily dealing range, right? The easiest way to do it for the daily dealing range, start at the high of the day, boom, the low of the day with your fibs, then 50% of that range, that's your equilibrium right there. So go in, mark out the equilibrium for the daily. That's going to be 458, right? We got that on 458. That's how you get the dealing range for the day. Just go to the low, from the low to the high of the that day. The daily dealing range and the weekly dealing range, those are the easiest ones to find, right? That's the daily. Put it on weekly candles, boom, go to the weekly. So then boom, I go from the today was the low and the high of the week. Let's go back and pick a last week. Let's go back and pick last week, right? Because the day was the low and the high of the week. So it's going to be the same range, right? So if I'm trying to find equilibrium for last week, I just put it on the low and the high of the week, and boom, that'll be the equilibrium for last week. Now that I got my daily high and low, right? Let's drop down to an hourly, and let's just say we're trying to figure out where we at inside the spectrum of time, what's going on in the spectrum of time throughout, you know what I'm saying, like a move, right? So going through, so this is our daily equilibrium right there for the price range of the day, right? We're looking for price after we'd have taken out, you know what I'm saying, this buy side liquidity. We wanted to come back to at least equilibrium right there, right? That's the daily equilibrium. Now let's say we on lower time frames and we're trading within the day, them some big candles. So let's go inside here. All right, boom. Now we want to look at, we say, okay, price came up and we set an order block right here. I don't think price is going to drop back down below that order block. So I want to take an entry, you know what I'm saying, on some of these PDAs within this area, within this range from this order block to the high, right? So all you do is go from the order block to the high. Boom, that's your equilibrium right there for that price range right there. Boom, that's your equilibrium from that price range right there. Is that going to be a real equilibrium? I don't know, but you just base it off of price action. You know what I'm saying? You base it off price action. Price, you know what I'm saying, show you a reason, like you just want to look at that price leg, you base it off price actions, right? It goes from here to there. That's a new piece of a price leg because we came up, consolidated, took off again. So that's the second part of this entire price leg, right? So you go from the low to the high of that price leg, and that's your equilibrium for the top half of this right here. So now You got, and if you want to break the daily range into quadrants, right? You can go from the equilibrium to the highest point, right? From equilibrium to the highest point, right? That's equilibrium of the premium. And then you go from the low to equilibrium, right? And that right there would be equilibrium. Uh-oh, I copied everything. That right there would be equilibrium for the discount. And that's how you break your whole dealing range down into quadrants. Now you got a premium, right, on the daily. You got a premium on the daily. I thought I had a template for this. I guess I don't. All right, we got a premium for the daily. So we're just going to go up here and make this red. Right. Then we got a discount for the daily. We're going to make this green. Right. Then we got a discount of the discount. It's going to make it a darker green. Right. We got a discount. Uh-oh. A premium of the discount. All right. I put that down too low. Yes, I did. Premium of the discount. We're just going to make that red. All right. It's right here. I don't know how that got way down there. There you go. All right. And then we got premium of the premium. That's how you break it down into quadrants. And that's how you find your discount of the premium. And that's how you break it down in quadrants. That's how you break the day down into quadrants. That's how you get your equilibrium, right? For the whole, we got the whole dealing range for the day, right? We got the discount from equilibrium of the day to the low of the day for the day. We got the premium from the day from the equilibrium of the day to the high of the day, right? And then we broke it down into quadrants where we took it from equilibrium to the low, and the equilibrium of that gives you the discount of the discount and the premium of the discount. And then you do the same thing from equilibrium to the high, where you have a discount of the premium, and then you got a premium of the premium. And then you see how the algo leave little breadcrumbs throughout, right? So we moved all the way up to the top. We're in extreme premium now, right? If we come back down to at least equilibrium of the premium, there's a fair value gap right there. Look how the algos be leaving these little gems, right? If we come down to roughly a discount of the premium, right, but not back to equilibrium, there's an order block right there, right? So you can come to this fair value gap, take off. You can come to this order block, take off. You can come all the way back to equilibrium. There's a fair value gap right there, equilibrium, take off, right? You can come down into the discount of the overall day. There's a fair value gap right there. You can take off, and then you come all the way back down. There's nothing here at the exact equilibrium of the thing, but when you come into a discount of discount, there's a fair value gap right there. You can hit that and take off, you know, probably only back to there and then push back down, you know what I'm saying? But that's how you break it down using the fibs to find your equilibriums on everything. And as you notice, the algos are leaving little breadcrumbs at key locations, you know what I'm saying, for price to potentially react off of. This can be a scalp, or this can be a break to new highs. This could be a scalp, or this could be a break to new highs. This could be a scalp, or this could be a break to new highs. Once you get down here to the discount, this can be a scalp, or it can be a break to new highs, right? So you just use targets. If you wait for it to get all the way down here to equilibrium, right? You want to see it blow through this order block, right? But then you're going to start watching this big liquidity void right here, right? Because you got a fair value gap there. You got a fair value gap here at equilibrium of the premium. So if you take an entry here, you will want to be shaving right around this area, not trying to make it back to this fair value gap or to this high, right? You want to be shaving around there, right? If you took it down all the way down here at this deep discount down there, if you got back to equilibrium, you want to be shaving, managing. You got back to this order block, you want to be shaving, managing. Get back to this fair value gap, you want to be shaving, managing. Don't be greedy. Use the PDAs. Go from PDA to PDA. You know what I'm saying? Take profit, shave. You know what I'm saying? Use it to see what it's doing and all of that right there. Hopefully that helps somebody. Hopefully that helps somebody. Oh, you talking about when I was with Charles and Larry? Okay, then in Atlanta. Okay. Somebody get Tim a bottle of. You're funny. Okay. Yeah. I was saying that because if you was talking about what I was just doing, I was doing that because Lil Hawk was asking me about using the fibs for doing the equilibrium. Lil Hawk, did that answer what you was asking, or did that help for what you was asking? I see some gems there, but is that what you was asking, or did that help at all? Let me know. I have a request. When streaming, please have your chart sharp focus. I'm following on my chart. Great work. Either. Oh, I can't change the focus on it. I guess it's just the streaming quality of either YouTube. It's either the streaming quality of StreamYard or your connection. Like I have no control over that. I jalapize, but that's as focused I can make it. All I do is just put the chart up like that right there. I can't change what it looked like over here. Only thing I can try to do is like maybe make it bigger when I'm doing it. Maybe make it bigger or something like that. I move your stream to my TV. I'm good. Okay, then. All right. Preach. I just want everybody to, you know what I'm saying, get all they can out of it. I ain't one of them people that be all snooty and like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm the smart guy. Nah, I want you to get something out of it. Ain't no need for me to be sitting up here wasting my time if you ain't getting nothing out of it. Hey man, we've been on here for an hour. I'm about to call it. Regina, click the gear icon in the bottom right corner. Make sure the quality is 720 or 1080. That's all they streaming this at 720. Oh yeah, I forgot. They like the one I paid for. I'm like, man, I paid for it just to be 720. Every time I try to click the 1080, they talk some upgrade to another plan. Man, stop playing with me. Go back to the free version. Mad I paid for a whole year up front. Hey, look, get off my screen. Hey, okay, Lil Hawk, gotcha. Hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I'll see y'all in the morning for the overnight price action. Hey man, as always, don't put off till tomorrow what you can say today. Let the people that you love know that you love them today. Take advantage of today. Call up your parents if your parents still with us. Call up your grown kids if you got grown kids that don't live with you. You know what I'm saying? Tell them, hey, think about you. I love you. Hug your kids that's home with you. Hug your spouse. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Love you, baby. Take advantage of today. Ain't nobody promised tomorrow. Nobody's promised tomorrow. Hey, anybody seen or heard from Aloysius' mom? I ain't seen Aloysius' mom in a minute. I ain't seen it in a minute. I know last time she was on here, she was saying Aloysius was doing better. He had the COVID, said he was doing better, but I ain't heard from her in a minute. Anyway, man, I appreciate y'all, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Michelle Tucker. Michelle Tucker. Thank you. Thank you, Lil Hawk. Lil Hawk, you know when I get my Tesla, I'm getting a black Tesla. I already decided I'm getting the Model Y. I'm getting the black Tesla, black leather insides. I'm gonna get the custom red logos to go on the outside, the custom red logos to go on the outside. Then I'm gonna get black spider on the tag. It's gonna say BLK SPDR, black spider on the tag. That's gonna be my tag. And then once I get it, my homeboy Gerald, we call him Whopper. He do upholsteries, body work, paint. He do everything. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to open up his own shop, but I'm gonna try to see if he can do me some like redo my seats and put like red accents on it. I'm gonna do like some red accents. SPDR. I can't get that many letters, man. I can only get 7. I can't do it like that. That's why I'm gonna do SPDR. SPDR, yeah, black spider, because you can only have 7 letters on the plate. They're gonna think nobody driving the car for Hey, I'm chocolate. I'm chocolate. I'm not. I ain't espresso. I'm a frappe. I ain't espresso. You hear me? Black on black on black. Cause I'm black, y'all. Cause I'm black, y'all. Cause I'm blickety black and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, blickety black, y'all. Hey, who know where I get that from? Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Somebody drop in the chat if they know where I got that from. We gonna get out of here. 9 o'clock in the morning for the overnight price action. Give yourself a brain break. I got 738. I got Fear of a Black Hat. Nah, that was from what's the name? That was from CB4. From CB4. When what was Gusto homeboy name? The dude from New Jack City, G Money played him. And he was like, he had went like Muslim or something. He went like back in the day when everybody was doing like the 5%ers and the pro black stuff, and they were doing everything all about black. And he was like, he was like, cause I'm black, y'all, cause I'm black, y'all, cause I'm blickety black, cause I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, blickety black, y'all. That's how the whole song. Yup, CB4. Come on, bro. It's CB4. Where you at? Yep, CB4. You can feel the sweat from her. You can feel the sweat from her. Y'all got me reminiscing now. Hey, man, I'll see y'all in the morning. Y'all enjoy your families. Enjoy your dinner. Whatever you decide to do tonight, enjoy it. Be safe. And I'll see y'all in the morning at 9 o'clock on the dot. I'm going to be on time, I think. I'm gone, man.